And at number 10, Mickey Rourke. Mickey Rourke was a very successful actor, but after multiple botched surgeries, his career took a hit. In the early 90s, Rourke decided to take a break from his acting career and pursue a boxing career. He was a good fighter and actually won all his matches, but his face paid the real price. After facial damage from the boxing, he underwent multiple surgeries to look how he had before. However, the botched surgeries temporarily hurt his acting prospects. He told the Daily Mail about the surgeries, quote, "Most of it was to mend the mess of my face because of the boxing, but I went to the wrong guy to put my face back together," saying that he broke his nose twice and had 5 surgeries to repair it, along with a smashed cheekbone. After correcting a lot of the surgery, Rourke's career is beginning to pick up once again. And at number 9, Meg Ryan. Meg Ryan was America's sweetheart for many years, starring in classics like Sleepless in Seattle and When Harry Met Sally. But after many years in the spotlight, her look started to change around 2003. She got a lot of hate for her changing appearance, along with media scrutiny surrounding her divorce from Dennis Quaid. All this together severely damaged her career and her girl next door image. One plastic surgeon suggested that she had fat transferred or filler put into her cheeks because her cheeks move when she smiles. He went on to add, quote, "The tip of her nose looks more pinched, so it's very possible that she had some sort of rhinoplasty. There's definitely volume in her lips as well. She's had too much Botox in the forehead. The surgery that most dramatically changes the shape of the face is a facelift." So clearly they believe that Meg had a lot of work done. All the media scrutiny around her looks ultimately made her leave the business. And at number 8, Lara Flynn Boyle. Boyle was stunning in the 90s when she acted on shows like Twin Peaks and The Practice, but in the early 2000s her face started to change for the worst, specifically her lips. After her lips started to look very unnatural, her work started to dry up. Since 2006 her work has dwindled and she mainly guest stars in TV roles. There is some debate as to whether her botched surgeries have been the reason for her career's decline or if it's due to the lack of age diversity in Hollywood. She told one news outlet, quote, "I know I may be running out of time, there are just not that many roles for older women. On a vanity level, I am not looking forward to aging at all. I think I look pretty good now." And at number 7, Melanie Griffith. Melanie Griffith had a phenomenal career, even landing her an Oscar in 1988 for Working Girl. But that changed quickly when she started getting facial modifications around 1995. Sources with the Daily Mail say she got some sort of filler in her lips, as well as a facelift. After the work, she didn't land many roles. When asked if she thought the procedures harmed her career, she told Porter magazine, quote, "No, I didn't realize until people started saying, 'Oh my god, what has she done?' Adding, quote, "I was so hurt. I went to a different doctor and he started dissolving everything that this other woman doctor had put in. Hopefully I look a lot more normal now." Then speaking in 2012, she said the media scrutiny was so bad that she didn't even want to face the public anymore. And at number 6, Joan Van Ark. Soap actress Joan Van Ark stopped her career in its tracks when she started to get work done in the late 2000s. And it seemed like directly after people started noticing her facial modifications, she was cut from The Young and the Restless in 2005. Since then she's only acted in small roles like voiceover work and TV movies. Dr. Anthony Yoon gave his opinion on what she's had done. Quote, "I suspect she's had at least 1 facelift, if not 2, causing her neckline and jawline to look tight. Her forehead is smooth and wrinkle-free, a possible consequence of a brow lift and Botox." He also believes that she's had chemical peels and skin lasering, which did not turn out as anticipated. He thinks that she can restore her natural beauty if she stops the invasive procedures. Halfway at number 5, Michael Jackson. Of course, the thing that actually stopped Michael Jackson's career in its tracks was his untimely death, but he will always be known as the king of pop. But before that, his reputation started to take a nasty turn due to botched plastic surgeries along with multiple media scandals. It's rumored that he underwent countless nose jobs as well as skin bleaching. However, Jackson claims to have vitiligo, and that's why his skin lightened over time. When asked about a nose job, Jackson told Martin Bashir, quote, "I've had no plastic surgery on my face, just my nose. It helped me breathe better so I can hit higher notes. I've had 2 nose jobs as I can remember."
You know, you physically changed, haven't you? The photographs of you, if I look at them.
No, it's called adolescence. It's called growing and changing.
Yeah, but even the shape of your face has changed.
No, it has not. I've had no plastic surgery on my face, just my nose.
However, many plastic surgeons speculate that he had far more than just 2 nose jobs, and he developed nasal cripples due to his lack of tissue to breathe through. And at number 4, Jamie Lee Curtis. Obviously, Jamie Lee Curtis still has a phenomenal career and she's so talented that she won't be finishing acting until she decides to be. However, her career did have a temporary setback after she decided to undergo some procedures to stop signs of aging. In a 2002 interview, Curtis admitted to having several procedures including lipo and Botox. However, she hated all of it. She admitted the thing that really took a toll on her appearance was surgery she had on her under eye bags, telling The Telegraph, quote, 10 years ago I had fat taken from underneath my eyes because I was on a movie and I was puffy. I remember the cameraman saying, quote, "I can't shoot her right now." She says that she was absolutely mortified and had to remember that when you take fat from one place, it will come back in a different place. However, she stopped the procedures and has not looked back since. And at number 3, Farrah Abraham. Farrah got her start on Teen Mom, where she developed a loyal following. After the show ended, Farrah decided to undergo multiple plastic surgery procedures and altered her appearance. The procedures went so badly that she actually appeared on Botched in 2015 to get help. On the show, she discussed lip implants that went horribly wrong, even showing a picture of her horribly swollen lips. She also discussed that the anesthesia didn't keep her under during the procedure, telling the show that she could feel everything, and she could tell her lip was getting horribly puffy. She even claimed that she wanted to go into plastic surgery after all of her procedures, but that hasn't happened. Farrah is very well known in the reality TV space, however her procedures have made her a constant target for social media hate. And at number 2, Cher. Cher couldn't ruin her career if she tried to, of course, she is a legend, but her botched breast augmentation took a major toll on her confidence, which affected her performances for a brief time. After the botched procedure, she told People, quote, "It was a nightmare," adding, quote, "They were really botched in every way. If anything, they were worse than before." However, Cher is not regretful of her procedures, and she admitted to having a facelift, even calling herself the plastic surgery poster girl. And finally, number 1, Daryl Hannah. Splash actress Daryl Hannah has denied having any work done, even though it's very clear her face has changed considerably over the years. It's been rumored that she's had work done on her lips, eyes, and cheeks. Her face has become unnaturally puffy over the years, especially around her cheeks. Her lips are also much larger than before. When speaking about surgery, she denied it, saying that it makes people, quote, "look like Muppets." Since her facial modifications, her career has dried up considerably. And at number 10, Courtney Cox. The legendary Friends actor finally gave in to pressures to get filler and Botox, and she hated the result that it had on her face. She said that she would get some sort of filler here and there, but she didn't realize that they were all basically layering on top of each other, which led to a look that she hated. When speaking about the procedures, she told New Beauty, quote, "I've had all my fillers dissolved. I'm as natural as I can be. I feel better because I look like myself. I think that I now look more like the person that I was. I hope I do." She also made the change back to natural for her work, explaining her face didn't have the natural movement with the fillers, adding, quote, "You need movement in your face, especially if you have thin skin like I do. Those aren't wrinkles, they're smile lines. I've had to learn to embrace movement and realize that fillers are not my friend." And at number 9, Heidi Montag. The Hill star is famous for going overboard with plastic surgery. She infamously turned her girl next door look into that of a Barbie doll. She even underwent a whopping 10 procedures in one day in 2010, putting her health at risk. Montag revealed years later that she regretted making so many changes to her body, saying, quote, "I was definitely way in over my head. I kind of wanted a few enhancements and then it kind of got out of hand. I wasn't really told the repercussions and what would happen, emotionally and physically, and the pain I would be in. I was kind of in shock." Following all her plastic surgery procedures, that was all anybody knew her for, and she was no longer cast in any projects that were not related to her cosmetic enhancements. And at number 8, Scott Carrot Top Thompson. Carrot Top is no stranger to worst celebrity plastic surgery lists, and his appearance has changed considerably over the years. One doctor told MakeMeHeal.com that it appears as though Thompson has undergone a brow lift along with Botox injections, lip plumping, and laser peels, which is proved by his disappearing freckles. It's also been speculated that he's taken steroids and they are responsible for his buff appearance, but he denies getting anything done. When speaking about it in 2015, he told Florida Today, quote, "I never had any plastic surgery. I can see why people think that because I got really big for a while, but I never got any work done. I mean, if I was going to have plastic surgery, I would look better than this." Carrot Top has had incredible success in his career, specifically in Vegas, but some say his career could be still thriving if not for his changing appearance. And at number 7, Yolanda Hadid. While Yolanda was battling her Lyme disease, she decided to reverse every cosmetic procedure that she could to be completely natural. This all took place when she was filming The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, so it was captured on the show. First, she decided to get her breast implants removed and then remove all of her fillers. She shared the news with her Instagram followers, writing in the caption of her post that she was, quote, 55 and smiling from the inside out, finally back to the original 1964, living in a body free of breast implants, fillers, Botox extensions, and all the BS I thought I needed in order to keep up with what society conditioned me to believe a sexy woman should look like until the toxicity of it almost killed me. Because of her desire to live life naturally in every way possible, she's also stepped back from working. And at number 6, Kylie Jenner. Kylie Jenner is known for her signature pout that she achieved with the help of fillers, and with those lips she became a billionaire selling lip kits so people could try and achieve the lips that Kylie had. But Kylie actually regretted how large she made her lips at one point. While the sisters were being interviewed by Allure, Kylie revealed their lips got way too big. Apparently Apparently her sisters even had to set her straight and tell her to relax on the filler. And even though it can be argued that Kylie's cosmetic procedures brought her career to new heights, it's all anyone can talk about when discussing the star now, and plastic surgery and fillers will likely be linked to her forever. Halfway number 5, Khloe Kardashian. When the Kardashian sisters first started their rise to fame, Khloe seemed to always be the odd one out. She was constantly referred to as the ugly duckling of the family, but as time went on, Khloe did her best to reverse that image by getting multiple plastic surgeries to change her face and body. Her body even became such a point of conversation that she started the show Revenge Body. The whole premise of the show is that people use Khloe's help to transform their bodies along with their lives. However, there was a lot of controversy around the show and Khloe giving workout advice because many are convinced that Khloe got her killer body with surgery. This is because her body is in an entirely different shape than before, and it definitely doesn't look natural. Things got even worse when an unedited photo of Khloe's body was leaked, and she reacted by trying to get it taken off the internet, proving she's not even happy with her body unless it's edited. And at number 4, Courtney Love. Courtney Love is best known as the singer for the band Hole, as well as the widow of Kurt Cobain. However, she also has a reputation for significantly changing her looks through plastic surgery. She started off with a grunge punk aesthetic, but slowly changed up the classic Hollywood look. Her most noticeable change has been her nose job. Love has admitted that she has changed her look significantly since she was the poster child for 90s grunge. She got her lips injected and had a nose job, but now she says that she regrets it. It's also changed the way that her fans look at her, and they really don't like that she's so different than before. And at number 3, Vivica A. Fox. Fox was a popular actress in the 90s, starring in movies like Set It Off and Two Can Play That Game. She also did a lot of modeling and was known for her sweet and classic look. However, things changed in her career when she decided to get some work done. It drastically changed her look. Most noticeably was a nose job and some fillers. Since her career took a huge hit after her face had noticeably changed, we can assume the changes put a big damper on her career. And since she's only appeared in a few movies since, as well as being on The Celebrity Apprentice, I guess that could hold true. And at number 2, Donatella Versace. Donatella got her fame through running high-end fashion brand Versace with her late brother, Gianni. And in the decades since she's been a public figure, her face has changed considerably. Most would say for the worse. Over time, she's become unrecognizable, with her nose and lips changing the most. It's gotten so bad that Donatella has landed herself on pretty much every worst plastic surgery list that there is. Donatella has only admitted to getting Botox, nothing more, so she has not admitted to regretting any of her procedures. But since her reputation has taken such a hit because of her changing face, we can assume it's had a negative impact on her career as well. At the very least, it's made her less respected by the public. And finally, number 1, Adrienne Bailon. The Real host and former Disney Channel star has opened up about regretting her decision to get breast implants in her teens. She told E! News in 2014, quote, "When I was 19 years old, I actually did get breast implants. Probably one of my greatest regrets. I went from having an insecurity that I didn't have big breasts to now looking like an adult film star. And I was like, this isn't great." She also revealed that she got the procedure right before she was set to film Cheetah Girls 2, and it was quite a shock for Disney executives. But she says the implants did not last and she decided to get them taken out shortly after. She also added that the implants stretched out her skin, adding, quote, "It was not the smartest decision for my career and just for myself. It was wanting to feel like a woman. Thankfully, she was able to fix things and has had a great career so far. I love her on the real." And at number 10, Jennifer Grey. The legendary Dirty Dancer star was known for her unique nose that really made her stand out from the crowd. However, in 1989, after she became a huge star, she decided to get a nose job and made her nose look like every other big star back then. And sadly, her career shrank alongside her nose. Her nose job was actually pretty minor, but because her nose was so distinct, it made her completely unrecognizable. She said about the regrettable procedure, quote, "I went into the operating room a celebrity and came out anonymous." And because nobody really recognized her anymore, she didn't have the star power that movies were looking for, and she stopped landing roles as a result. And at number 9, Dana Delaney. Dana Delaney took her career to new heights after she starred in the hit sitcom Desperate Housewives for a number of seasons. I think I've said on the channel before that is literally one of my all-time favorite shows. However, after the show ended, she decided to try some Botox, which sadly stopped her career in its tracks. Apparently, her dermatologist was telling her to try it because he had such great results with his other clients. But, quote, "He injected my forehead, hit a nerve, and created a huge hematoma," adding, quote, "The nerve has been dead ever since. It affected the muscle in my right eye, so my right eye has started to droop a little bit." Thankfully, she did start working again eventually, however it did take a while for her to regain her confidence to be on screen. And at number 8, Tara Reid. Tara Reid underwent multiple plastic surgeries after she starred in a few hit movies, including American Pie and the Pussycat Dolls. In 2004, after many of the surgeries were botched, she was forced to undergo corrective surgeries in 2007. She told Us Weekly, quote, "I had a hernia, this huge bump right next to my belly button. As a result, I couldn't wear a bikini. I lost a lot of work." After these botched surgeries, she was unable to land the same high caliber projects that she had before, and she was only considered for spoof movies like Sharknado. She told People in 2008, quote, "In my American Pie days, everyone was kissing my butt. I didn't realize how good I had it," adding that she's terrified of getting surgery ever again. And at number 7, Reed Ewing. While Modern Family actor Reed Ewing was suffering from body dysmorphia, he underwent several cosmetic procedures, all of which he regretted. He told the Huffington Post that after all the swelling from the surgeries went down, the results were not at all what he expected, adding, quote, "I vowed I would never get cosmetic surgery again, even though I was still deeply insecure about my looks. It took me about 6 months before I was comfortable with people even looking at me. I wish I could go back and undo all those surgeries." And while he was recovering from the swelling and trying to come to terms with his new look, he stopped working. And at number 6, Lisa Rinna. I know Lisa Rinna best as a cast member on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. However, many fans of the show might not know that she had a budding acting career early on that was cut short because of bad plastic surgery. We all know that Lisa is famous for her big lips, but she became unrecognizable in the mid-80s after one of her lip injections went wrong. She said while on the Today Show that she decided to get silicone injected into her lips when she was only 24 years old, adding that it was a stupid thing to do. However, she said that more recently her lips were getting yucky, so she asked a doctor to remove as much of the silicone as they could. A lot of people speculate that her large lips cost her a lot of work in Hollywood, and that's why she was only ever cast in small roles. She also told MomLogic.com, quote, "When you change your face, you don't look like yourself. Looking fresher is one thing, I looked like a freak. I always said I wouldn't change my face, but I did." Halfway at number 5, Ashlee Simpson. Ashlee Simpson's career went downhill for a number of reasons, but one of those reasons is actually due to cosmetic procedures. Back in 2006, Simpson appeared on the cover of Marie Claire magazine, preaching self-acceptance of one's body, telling the magazine, quote, "Everybody is made differently, and that's what makes us beautiful and unique. I want girls to look in the mirror and feel confident," which was actually a very uncommon message at that time. But it seems that Ashlee was caught being hypocritical, and after the issue hit stands, she actually underwent a nose job. Now it's important to note that nobody probably would have cared about that nose job if she didn't preach self-acceptance beforehand. However, after people learned of this nose job, they were outraged, and the magazine actually got thousands of letters from readers about Simpson not practicing what she preached. And at number 4, Lil Kim. Lil Kim was at one point the queen of rap, even winning a Grammy. However, she became unrecognizable following dozens of surgeries and other cosmetic procedures, and her career took a hit as a result. In a 2005 interview, Kim did admit to getting a nose job, then to getting another rhinoplasty after she suffered a broken nose from an ex-boyfriend. However, she never admitted to anything more, even though other work was pretty obvious. Experts also said that she definitely had some sort of skin bleaching, using acids or creams to lighten her skin. There's also speculation that she got cheek fillers as well. Of course, the music had a part in her decline, however many fans just couldn't relate to her anymore after all her work. And at number 3, Nikki Cox. Cox was one of the most beautiful women in Hollywood in the 90s, starring in tons of hits around that time. However, after her appearance changed dramatically, so did her career. Nikki not only changed her appearance, but it seems that she was botched as well, forcing her to only do voiceover work since 2009. One plastic surgeon told Radar Online, quote, "She definitely appears to have gotten some sort of filler in her cheeks and lips. Injectables always look best on a person when they are not noticeable, not when everyone can tell that a person had work done." The doctor also says that he doesn't believe that she got anything more, even though it might seem that way, because clearly whatever work that she's done was gone overboard. And at number 2, Kenny Rogers. The late Kenny Rogers decided to undergo some cosmetic surgery, and it took a huge blow to his confidence. He told CBS host Gayle King in 2012, quote, "I was trying to hide myself. I had the money to do it and I had the time off. It's one of those things that I think everybody, you look at yourself and go, could I be better if I did this or did that?" Adding that he regrets doing anything, and he's always very curious as to what he would have looked like without it. Adding, quote, "You do it and you live with it." He also said that the changes in his appearance did not affect his music or singing voice, but rather his confidence to get on stage and make music. He even cancelled some shows during his 2018 farewell tour because he was battling health challenges, which some speculated was due to plastic surgery. And finally, at number 1, Cardi B. Cardi B loves making money, and she's often said that she doesn't care much for music, but rather the money that it's brought her. However, her money train was temporarily put on hold when she had to cancel a few of her tour dates to recover from surgery. She had complications from liposuction and was still in the process of recovering from breast implants. She clapped back at critics who called her lazy for getting the lipo instead of working out, and she replied that being an entertainer is a 24-hour job and she doesn't have time to work out. She added, quote, "I hate canceling shows because I love money. I'm a money addict. I get paid a lot of money for these shows. I'm canceling millions of dollars in shows, but health is wealth, so I have to do what I have to do." Apparently all the traveling was making her body swell and putting her at serious risk of further health complications, so she decided to take a break and heal.
At number 10, Jennifer Grey. Imagine investing in plastic surgery to look better just to watch your career tank after getting whatever procedure done. Well, that's what happened with actress Jennifer Grey, as getting a nose job was the worst mistake of her career and pretty much ended it. Jennifer Grey became super well known after her role in Dirty Dancing, but after her rhinoplasty, things went south for the actress's career. Her appearance wasn't necessarily botched from the surgery itself, as everything went according to plan, but maybe things went a little too well. After getting the surgery, her nose looked very different to how it looked before, and it completely changed her face. As a result, Jennifer found herself struggling to book roles and getting less and less work. Everyone knew her for her face, but since it had changed, became almost unrecognizable, and that wasn't good for her career. When speaking out about her procedure, she called it the quote, "nose job from hell," because it pretty much botched her career. She thought that altering her nose would make things better for her because she would have had what she thought was a better appearance, but instead things just got worse. At number 9, Courtney Cox. Courtney Cox is best known for her iconic role as Monica Geller on Friends. Though she had the looks when on the beloved sitcom, things changed after she got plastic surgery. Courtney became the unfortunate victim of botched Botox, and since then the actress has sworn off any kind of cosmetic procedures. Courtney has said in interviews that some doctors started suggesting that she get fillers here and there, and after one too many posts, she was left looking more plastic than human and totally botched. Courtney was led down a dark path of cosmetic alterations to make herself look more youthful, but in the end, the actress said that all these procedures just led her to feeling more and more unhappy with her appearance. It was a vicious cycle for her. The fillers she got became so intense that Courtney eventually said enough is enough and got all the fillers in her face dissolved. Because she was left looking so unlike herself after getting botched, Courtney says that she now prefers to be all natural, embracing her natural beauty. Before we carry on talking about actors and their unfortunate plastic surgery mishaps, why not take a moment to leave a like on this video if you're enjoying it so far, and also consider subscribing to the channel to see more videos like this one. At number 8, Tara Reid. Hollywood's it girl Tara Reid was making it big in the industry at the height of her career. That is until she got a botched plastic surgery that derailed her career completely. In 2004, Tara wanted to get some work done to her body and she received a few surgeries. She got breast implants and underwent a procedure called liposculpting. But this was where things went horribly wrong. After these procedures, she was left disfigured, describing some of the aftermath saying, quote, "My stomach became the most ripply, bulgy thing. I had a hernia, this huge bump next to my belly button. As a result, I couldn't wear a bikini. I lost a lot of work." End quote. Things got even worse for her public image after a wardrobe malfunction at Diddy's 35th birthday party in 2004 exposed her botched body to the world. A lot of people online ended up body shaming the actress, making the situation so much harder for her to deal with at the time. Even though she was able to correct the mistakes done to her appearance 2 years later, the damage was already done to her public image and career, showing us that not only was her body botched, but her career was as well. At number 7, Dana Delaney. There are a growing number of people out there getting Botox. A lot of young adults are starting to get fillers even though they don't really need to, because it's seen as the new trend. Getting injectables seems to be the newest trend, probably because it's one of the least invasive plastic surgery procedures you can receive. But just because it's not a serious surgery doesn't mean there's no risk, and Desperate Housewives actress Dana Delaney can attest to that. Dana opened up about one of the worst procedures she received and one of people's biggest nightmares, that being Dr. Error. In 2003, Dana decided to go in to receive some Botox injections after her dermatologist convinced her to try it out. When she went in for the procedure, things went horribly wrong after the doctor performing the procedure injected the needle into the wrong place in her forehead and actually ended up causing quite a lot of damage. When he injected it into her forehead, the needle ended up striking a nerve. This then created a huge hematoma in her forehead and actually ended up killing the nerve that was struck. Unfortunately for Dana, this mistake was pretty serious because it ended up affecting the muscle in her right eye, which caused her eye to begin to droop down slightly. Dana spoke out about the experience, saying, quote, "I noticed it more than anybody else, but I was symmetrical before and now I'm not." End quote. This procedure marked the first and last time she got any kind of plastic surgery done because she didn't want to risk getting botched again. At number 6, Ashley Tisdale. Here's a celebrity whose own body botched their plastic surgery results. Former Disney star Ashley Tisdale is another celebrity who's gone plastic and has experienced health complications as a result of getting work done. When Ashley first got her breast implants, she received the results that she was looking for. Ashley told her fans how before she got them done, she felt really insecure about her body, saying that she felt as though getting this procedure done would help her feel better about herself. Though this augmentation did help boost her confidence for a while, Ashley said that soon there came a time when the implants started to negatively impact her life and her health, saying, quote, "Little by little, I began struggling with minor health issues that were just not adding up. Food sensitivities as well as gut issues that I thought could be caused by my implants." End quote. The actress continued talking about how she made the decision to remove her implants to save herself from her health complications. Even though she walked away from the initial procedure with a good result, her health is really what got botched in the process. At number 5, Mickey Rourke. For a long time, people have made some pretty harsh comments about Mickey Rourke's face. In his early career, he was praised for his looks, but now not so much. A lot of people believe that he doesn't look anything like he used to, and a lot of that has to do with his botched plastic surgery having altered his appearance drastically. Mickey has spoken out about his altered appearance, saying that boxing is really what caused things to go downhill for him. Because he went in for reconstructive surgery from things that had been damaged through boxing, his face has never been the same. Speaking further on this, Mickey said, quote, "Most of it was to mend the mess of my face because of boxing, but I went to the wrong guy to put my face back together. I had my nose broken twice, I had 5 operations on my nose and 1 on a smashed cheekbone." End quote. If Mickey had gone to someone else for these procedures, maybe things would have been different and he wouldn't have gotten so botched. At number 4, Lara Flynn Boyle. Lara Flynn Boyle was stunning in the 90s when she acted on shows like Twin Peaks and The Practice, but in the early 2000s her look started changing drastically, specifically her lips. Over time, fans started to notice that her face started to look very unnatural, and as a result of her altered appearance, no one wanted to cast her anymore. Boyle commented before her procedures that she was scared of aging as she knew that she would lose work, but her botched procedures are what have actually blacklisted her from the industry. In 2010, Paul S. Nassif told the Daily Mail, quote, "Lara Flynn Boyle appears to have had a rhinoplasty, lip augmentation, Botox, facial fillers, and possibly a brow lift and facelift." End quote. Nassif also said that Lara should refrain from any more procedures. Plastic surgeon Dr. Michael Saulhauser agreed, telling the outlet, quote, "Lara Flynn Boyle, I feel, has gone overboard with the fillers to her cheeks and lips." End quote. At number 3, Jamie Lee Curtis. Now this one actually surprised me a lot because I never actually knew that Jamie Lee Curtis had gone under the knife, but apparently it happened and it wasn't pretty. The actress opened up about a procedure she had received before shooting a movie where she got the fat taken out from underneath her eyes because she said that she was looking puffy. Well, it turns out that this ended up a little botched and her looks weren't too great because when she got to set to start filming the movie, the cameraman actually said that he couldn't shoot her anymore because her face was messed up. Jamie recalled feeling super embarrassed because she had changed her looks too much. She also said that she was unaware of the fact that when you take fat from one area of your body, it, quote, "comes back in another place." Jamie took this botched experience as a learning moment and never tried a procedure like that again. At number 2, Heidi Montag. Heidi Montag is probably one of the most well-known celebrities for having received botched plastic surgery. In 2010, Heidi took her looks and her body to the limit and underwent 10 procedures in the same day. The procedures she received were neck liposuction, a brow lift, a nose job revision, a chin reduction, getting her ears pinned back, a second breast augmentation, fat injections in her cheek, liposuction in her waist, hip, and inner thighs, Botox in her forehead, and butt implants. So needless to say, there was a lot going on that day. In the aftermath of her dramatic transformation, Heidi opened up about her procedures, her regrets, and what went wrong. She said that her breast augmentation went too far as she made her chest too heavy for the rest of her body, and as if that wasn't bad enough, this long day of surgery took such a huge huge toll on her body that she actually flatlined for a minute during surgery. Heidi also said that these procedures left her with some pretty bad scarring as well. After all of this work, not only was her appearance botched, but her career was as well, as she ended up losing a lot of work because of this drastic change. And finally, at number 1, Zac Efron. Now this one isn't exactly a confirmed plastic surgery case, but it sure did cause a lot of commotion over the summer. There had been a lot of speculation concerning Zac Efron's supposed new look, as people started saying that Zac got some work done, and by some, I mean a drastic amount. Zac showed up in a video about Earth Day looking pretty different and very swollen. The lower half of his face was looking very puffy, almost like he had gotten a lot of Botox done or some other kind of procedure, and people were super confused by this sudden transformation. The internet started debating whether or not he'd gotten surgery, with some people chalking this all up to Zac simply getting wisdom tooth surgery, using that to explain all the puffiness, but others weren't too convinced. According to one celebrity plastic surgeon, they thought that it looked like Zac may have gotten fillers to reshape his jawline, or that he had actually gone under the knife and that there was some residual swelling going on. It was all just a very sudden change that a lot of people just weren't expecting.
Number 10. Janice Dickinson. She was known as the world's first supermodel and was hugely successful during the 1970s and 80s. Recently, she's been quite the TV star, appearing as a judge on America's Next Top Model, Celebrity Big Brother in 2015, and I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here in 2007. The 67-year-old model has never been shy about admitting that she's had plastic surgery, and confessed to having a breast enlargement, tummy tuck, neck and facelifts, and liposuction and Botox in the past. Although the various surgeries had really gotten out of hand over the years, and in 2013 she declared herself bankrupt after over $1 million in taxes and unpaid cosmetic bills. 2 years later, she appeared on Botched to fix her boob job that was done 30 years before, saying at the time that she was no stranger to plastic surgery. But her perspective really changed in 2013 when she was diagnosed with breast cancer. In fact, she initially thought the lump in her breast was a botched boob job, telling Entertainment Tonight, quote, "If I had to play my life over again, I would have never gotten breast implants in the first place." But fortunately, the following year, she was declared cancer-free after 6 weeks of radiation therapy. Number 9. Tara Reid. There's no doubt that the American Pie star was one of Hollywood's it girls in the late 90s and early 2000s. But while the actress was at the pinnacle of success in her career, she was also going through various issues stemming from botched plastic surgery, and she ended up missing out on a whole bunch of roles because of it. Tara claimed that in 2004, breast implants and liposuction surgeries left her with disfigurements that damaged her career. She told US Weekly, quote, "My stomach became the most ripply, bulgy thing. I had a hernia, this huge bump next to my belly button. As a result, I couldn't wear a bikini. I lost a lot of work." Tara said that after the procedures, she knew something was wrong when it came to her breast implants, but she was 6 months post-op when she realized that it had been terribly botched. Quote, "The actual center part where the areola is, instead of it being a circle, it turned out to be a large square. It was horrifying." She also went through an infamous wardrobe malfunction on the red carpet at Diddy's 35th birthday party in 2004, which resulted in her body going viral, which left her devastated. Tara said she cried and begged photographers not to release the photos, because the last thing she wanted to happen was to have the whole world see it. Number 8. Mickey Rourke. Mickey Rourke was one of the most recognizable faces in Hollywood. He made his feature film debut with a minor role in Steven Spielberg's 1941 and garnered significant attention with 1981's Body Heat. However, in the early 90s, the actor decided to take up professional boxing, and while that brought him success, it also came with a string of severe facial injuries. Rourke reportedly faced a broken nose twice, suffered toe and rib injuries, a split tongue, a compressed cheekbone, and even short-term memory loss for some time. As a result, the actor had to undergo several reconstructive surgeries to fix himself up, but most of them did not achieve the desired result, so he had to undergo even more surgery to correct those mistakes. Eventually, Rourke's facial features were nearly unrecognizable compared to his initial appearance. In 2009, he finally opened up to the Daily Mail about it. Quote, "Most of it was to mend the mess of my face because of the boxing, but I went to the wrong guy to put my face back together," which is really sad because it was probably just down to having a really sketchy plastic surgeon. Number 7. Priscilla Presley. Priscilla has always been admired for her beauty, but she has undergone multiple plastic surgery procedures in recent years. years, and some have gone a little bit too far. But this is all down to one tragic procedure in 2003 that should have never been done. The former wife of Elvis Presley was the victim of an unlicensed doctor and was left with botched plastic surgery that changed her looks forever. Dr. Daniel Serrano administered surgery on several Hollywood A-listers, including Lionel Richie, his ex-wife Diane, and Shaun King, the late wife of CNN presenter and TV host Larry King. He only charged between $300 to $500 and operated on his clients at lavish cocktail parties in Hollywood. But Serrano was only a licensed nurse, and when he carried out the procedure, he used industrial-grade silicone, which is often used to lubricate car parts. The fake doctor eventually went to prison, and Priscilla has reportedly been undergoing corrective treatments ever since, but her changing face has also been attributed to Presley's alleged extensive history with plastic surgery, which reportedly includes multiple facelifts, laser treatments, as well as lip and cheek fillers. So this is probably why her look has changed so much over the years. Number 6. Lisa Rinna. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star and soap opera actress Lisa Rinna has been very open about her plastic surgery choices, mainly her decision to plump her lips with injections, which definitely seemed to have gone a little bit too far. Rinna had permanent silicone filler injected into her top lip, which she initially loved, but eventually she decided to have it reduced after facing criticism for her appearance. She told People in 2010, quote, "I was crazy to even touch them in the first place. In total, she's had 4 injections, and she explained that in the beginning, it was great, but after about 10 years, the silicone started seeping through her lip and creating scar tissue that was hard and bumpy. She claimed that when she would get photographed, her lips would look a certain way, and then people would start to talk." The TV star said that she even tried cortisone shots to reduce the swelling, but instead of helping it, it actually made them look worse. Quote, "I have a doctor to remove as much as they possibly can because it got to the point where they were yucky. You know, they get hard, it's gross." Lisa said that the doctor took out as much silicone as possible, and now her lips are somewhat back to normal. Number 5. Jennifer Grey. After being catapulted to mega fame in 1987 for playing Baby in Dirty Dancing, Jennifer's career seemed to stall, and although she was personally happy with her nose and its distinct bump, she underwent plastic surgery at the age of 29 to boost her career and gain more acting roles. But Jennifer said it actually ended up being the surgery that affected her ability to get jobs. Quote, "I went into the operating room a celebrity and came out as anonymous." She told The Mirror in 2012 that it was the nose job from hell, and she'll always be this once famous actress that nobody recognizes because of a nose job. After her first surgery, she was thrilled with the way she looked. Then less than a year later, she noticed that a tiny bit of cartilage was visible under the surface of her nose. Jennifer then underwent a second surgery to correct the issue, but when she woke up, she discovered that she no longer looked like herself at all. To make matters worse, when the public got wind of the situation, the star felt humiliated, as many people did not believe that she was Jennifer Grey anymore, and she would often have to go to great lengths just to prove that she was in fact who she said she was. Number 4. Kylie Jenner. The Keeping Up with the Kardashians star has basically grown up in the spotlight, so her transformation from tween to teen and now a 20-something mother has all been before our very eyes, which means that it's not hard to notice the drastic changes to Kylie's appearance in the more than 10 years since the show first aired in 2007. While fans have speculated about Kylie having undergone everything from lip filler to a Brazilian butt lift, it's hard to separate fact from fiction when it comes to her ever-changing aesthetic. But after years of denying that she had lip filler, the star eventually came clean about that particular cosmetic touch-up. During a 2015 episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Kylie admits, quote, "I have temporary lip fillers. It's just an insecurity of mine and it's what I wanted to do. But it's a little bit sad when you look at why she got it done. Quote, "I was 15 and I was insecure about my lips. I have really small lips, and it was just like one of my first kisses and a guy was like, I didn't think you would be a good kisser because you have such small lips." She also admitted that she definitely made her lips a little too big at one point, before her sisters pointed it out and said, "Kylie, you need to chill." They were definitely right to let her know when it was becoming a little too much. Number 3. Reed Ewing. The Modern Family actor stars in one of the most successful shows on television, but Reed revealed in a Huffington Post op-ed that he'd been waging a private battle with his looks. He bravely opened up about his battle with body dysmorphia, unhealthy obsession with his physical flaws, and the plastic surgery that he had turned to as a solution. Reed wrote that when he first moved to LA at 19, he would apparently sit alone in his apartment and take photos of himself, and try to analyze every single angle and feature of his face. Quote, after a few years of doing this, one day I decided I had to get cosmetic surgery. No one is allowed to be this ugly, I thought. It's unacceptable. In 2008, he decided to see a plastic surgeon to get the first of many surgeries he would go on to have. He wanted cheek implants and wrote that he genuinely believed if he had one procedure, he would suddenly look like Brad Pitt. But he wished he hadn't, because that's where the nightmare began. Quote, after all the swelling finally went down, the results were horrendous. Reed isolated himself from everyone, and it took him 6 months before he was comfortable with people even looking at him. It's extremely upsetting that his battle with body dysmorphia won, and it just left him feeling worse about himself after all the surgery. Number 2. Joan Van Ark. The actress became famous for her roles on the nighttime soap operas Dallas and Knots Landing between the late 1970s to early 1990s. And while she was known to be extremely beautiful at the peak of her acting career, Joan's appearance has changed so much over the years due to her extreme addiction to plastic surgery. If you want to know the extent of the procedures, one source who allegedly saw Joan in January 2020 told the Globe that it looked like her face was melting. Now that's pretty harsh to say, but it might just be that bad, considering just how much the 79-year-old has reportedly gone under the knife. We're talking about blepharoplasty, cheek and lip fillers, Botox injections. In fact, plastic surgeon Dr. Anthony Yun told the National Enquirer that Van Ark's drastically changed appearance is also due to at least 1 or 2 facelifts, which is what caused her neckline and jawline to look tight. But this is all speculation, and everyone knows working in the industry comes with various pressures to stay young. So addiction to cosmetic surgery is unfortunately something that comes with the territory. And coming in at number 1, Katie Price. Since becoming a household name as a glamour model in the 90s, Katie Price's brand has become synonymous with plastic surgery. As a 44-year-old status has risen over the last 2 decades, so has the number of times she's gone under the knife, leaving her now completely unrecognizable from her former self. But Katie has always been honest about the work she's had done, like the fact that she's had a whopping 12 boob jobs over the last 25 years, and she got the first one when she was only 18. But a trip to Turkey for one of the procedures resulted in a botched boob job. She told The Sun, quote, I had my boobs done in Turkey and they looked deformed. They were absolutely awful. She's also had veneers done, and in June last year, Katie endured one of the most ambitious rounds of surgery yet, as she underwent another facelift on the same day that she also treated herself to liposuction and fat injections to her bum. The TV personality is also a big fan of Botox and has underwent an eye and brow lift that has left her face with a sharp, tight look. Plastic surgery is definitely synonymous with her brand at this point, and although Katie has said many times that she has no plan to stop going under the knife, just by looking at old pictures, it's easy to see that she looked a lot better before. She skyrocketed to fame in 1999 with the release of her debut album Sweet Kisses, followed by Irresistible in 2001 and 5 more studio albums. The singer, actress and author has also been very outspoken about her personal life, including her plastic surgery disasters. She told Glamour in 2006 that she hated her lip injections. Quote, I had that Rusty Lane stuff. It looked so fake to me. I didn't like that. But it went away in like 4 months. But lip injections were not the only thing which didn't work out for her. In her 2020 memoir Open Book, she also revealed that she had 2 tummy tucks in 2015, and the second one was riddled with complications. Quote, I got an infection, colitis, and I was vomiting so much I thought I was going to bust my sutures. She had to spend 9 days in hospital and narrowly avoided needing a blood transplant. It was sad because all she wanted to do was get rid of of the stretch marks and loose skin that was left from her 2 back-to-back pregnancies. Looking back on the surgery, she claims that she did it because she wasn't strong enough to handle her insecurities and feels much more proud of her body now. Number 9. Khloe Kardashian. The Keeping Up with the Kardashians star is known for being the funniest and most laid back of all the sisters. But over the years, fans have seen such a drastic change in her appearance that can only be put down to excessive plastic surgery. And while the reality star isn't too outspoken when it comes to her past procedures, she has opened up once before about the reason behind her choice to go under the knife. Quote, "For me, everyone says, oh my gosh, she's had her 3rd face transplant, but I've had 1 nose job and everyone gets so upset. Like, why don't I talk about it? No one's ever asked me." She also revealed that she's done injections but not really Botox because when she tried it, her face didn't really respond well. But all the surgery was probably because of something deeper. In fact, later in the episode, Khloe explained about how she experienced body image insecurity when doing photo shoots with her 2 sisters, Kim and Courtney. Quote, "We did so many photo shoots and they would receive racks and racks of clothes, and I was told by so many different stylists I was given about 2 or 3 pieces of clothing, but not to worry because I would be in the background anyway. Yikes." Number 8. Heidi Montag. The Hill star has had some really drastic surgery done and famously underwent 10 procedures in 1 day. It sounds crazy when you think about how difficult that would be to recover from, considering it was all done at the same time. Heidi had the massive surgery day in late 2009, which included breast implants, making her an F-cup, a brow lift, a nose job, lipo on her stomach and thighs, and a butt augmentation. The drastic photos of her new appearance hit the headlines in March of 2010, and the world was more than a little bit shocked. But 3 years later, Heidi admitted to US Magazine that she actually had big regrets and health problems as a result. "I just didn't realize what I was really signing up for. It sounds so minor when you have a surgeon describing so much of it to you." She also said at the time she wasn't fully aware of the recovery time and the mental strain that it would put on her, and she claims her surgeon left this out on purpose. She went on to have some of the work reversed, but mostly maintains her current look. Number 7. Courtney Cox. If you take a look at the photos of the Friends star from back in the 90s and compare it to now, it's easy to see that she has undergone a whole range of different procedures. But unlike most celebrities, Courtney Cox has been completely open about the cosmetic procedures that she's had done to her face. The 58-year-old star confessed even though she thought she had undergone far too much at one point, looking completely unrecognizable. When she was asked about her fillers, she said, quote, "You have no idea because it's gradual until you go, oh, this doesn't look right, and it's worse in pictures than in real life." Telling You Beauty magazine in 2017 that she gradually realized fillers were not her friend. Courtney explained that she gradually became addicted to surgery and was taking advice from the wrong people. Quote, "Well, what would end up happening is that you would go to a doctor who would say, you look great, but what would help is a little injection here or filler there." And she said she didn't realize how she looked until her friend looked at her face and said, "Whoa, no more." Number 6. John Travolta. He's been a total heartthrob since the 1970s with his breakout role in Grease. Some of his most famous work includes Get Shorty, Saturday Night Fever, and Pulp Fiction. Not to mention the fact that he's also a pilot and has even built his own landing strip at one of his tropical properties. But the 68-year-old's face has definitely evolved over the years, and to this day he continues to go under the knife, all to try and maintain his youthful appearance. But although Travolta has never admitted to having plastic surgery, the actor surprised fans with what looked like the aftermath of too much plastic surgery after appearing in the series The People vs. O.J. Simpson. In fact, fans were convinced that Travolta had some work done to his face and it all went wrong. But he has not commented on the speculations. So what's the real deal? Well, no one truly knows what he has or hasn't had done or why he looks so different, but many fans have commented on his frozen face and saying that he has taken surgery a little too far. But let's not forget, actors do have a heavy pressure to maintain their looks and appear perfect all the time. Number 5. Vicki Gunvalson. The Real Housewives of Orange County star has never been shy about the multiple facial procedures she's gotten over the years. In July 2018, Gunvalson told US Weekly that the eyelid blepharoplasty and facelift she had just gotten would be her last procedures. She also opened up about the various fillers fillers that she had gotten done and admitted that it made her look drastically different. "I had a lot of fillers in my face and I didn't feel like it was me anymore. I had too many doctors, too many different times say, let's do this, let's do that, let's fill here." Vicky said that by the time she was done, she looked in the mirror and realized that she no longer looked anything like herself. But what's really upsetting is that she admitted that being called Miss Piggy by her co-star Slade Smiley was what really led her to get all the plastic surgery, which also included a nose job and a chin implant. She confessed in 2012 that she's always felt like she wasn't pretty enough, and that although she's taken a year to fully heal from the procedures, it didn't change her on the inside. Number 4, Cardi B. The singer is super open about a lot of aspects of her personal life, including her plastic surgery past. The singer is super open about a lot of aspects of her personal life, including her plastic surgery past and things she has gotten done that bordered on the dangerous. So after she welcomed her daughter Culture in July of 2018, she revealed that she has gotten a breast lift and liposuction. Although she did receive a huge amount of criticism from fans, she decided to defend her decision on Instagram Live. Quote, "Listen, I do whatever the F I want to do with my body. I don't have the time of day like you do. My job as an entertainer is a 24-hour job." She went on to say that she simply doesn't have the time to work out, and there were specific things about herself that would not change no matter how hard she hit the gym. Quote, "Like my boobs, no matter how much I work out, they were not gonna lift themselves." People were upset that a celebrity of her stature said that she didn't have as much time on her hands as regular people, but the honesty was refreshing. But she was forced to cancel several shows due to health complications from surgery. In fact, Cardi revealed that she had once gotten illegal butt injections and realized how risky it was when looking back on it. Number 3, Sharon Osbourne. The former The Talk panelist is no stranger to plastic surgery, and it really seemed to work out for her over the years, considering her appearance was never really altered too drastically. But all that changed in late 2021, when she got a facelift that, in her own words, ended up making her look like a cyclops. Quote, "I had a full facelift done in October, and I looked like one of those effing mummies that they wrap with bandages." She told the Sunday Times that the whole thing hurt like hell, but what was even worse is that the pain never really paid off. Sharon said that after the more than 5-hour surgery, she was left looking horrendous, and she even told the surgeon, quote, "You've got to be effing joking. One of my eyes was different than the other. I looked like an effing cyclops. All I need is a hunchback." It sounds funny, but it would have been a nightmare. Even her husband, Ozzy Osbourne, was totally against the results. Fortunately, she was able to undergo reconstructive work, and she's now a lot more satisfied with her appearance. Number 2, Linda Evangelista. The Canadian fashion model was undoubtedly one of the top supermodels from the 90s, and is regarded as one of the most accomplished and influential models of all times. In fact, she's been featured on over 700 magazine covers. But Linda hasn't really been in the public very much in the last 5 years or so, and fans recently found out why. In September last year, she took to Instagram and revealed that she had undergone cool sculpting treatment to her face, which she says left her unrecognizable, as it allegedly caused fat cells in her face to multiply. Quote, "To my followers who have wondered why I have not been working while my peers' careers have been thriving, the reason is that I was brutally disfigured." She went on to say that the procedure actually did the opposite of what it was promised. In fact, what happened to her was a rare but serious side effect of cool sculpting, and the model said the treatment not only destroyed her livelihood, but sent her into a cycle of deep depression, profound sadness, and the lowest depths of self-loathing, which is extremely sad when you consider just how much it would have affected her self-esteem. Number 1, Donatella Versace. We all know Donatella Versace as a fashion designer and the vice president of one of the best-known Italian fashion houses. But there's also something else that even people who aren't interested in fashion know her for. She's a huge fan of plastic surgery. And yes, she tops the list because of how far she went with her various procedures. It's possible that the 67-year-old first went under the knife just to enhance what nature gave her. If you look at her old photos, it's pretty obvious that her face has undergone a lot of changes. Many people believe that she underwent too many of those plastic surgery procedures, possibly to correct the mistakes in each of those previous previous surgeries. There's been speculation that her facelift has been done to an extreme, pointing out the fact that she does seem to have a bit of a frozen look and is unable to make different facial expressions. She allegedly had lip augmentation, cheek implants, liposuction, and various other procedures. Conclusively, many have referred to Donatella as a very extreme example of plastic surgery because there's nothing subtle about the work she's had done. But the truth is, it probably had a lot to do with societal expectations and the pressure to maintain the image of her brand Versace.